In today's episode, I'm talking about one of my favorite comic book characters, the Punisher. And I have a super awesome reveal for you guys, so definitely stick around. Let's get started. Hey guys, Rob here. Welcome to the show. So if you saw in the trailer, I'm talking about the Punisher, one of my favorite comic book characters. You know, some people would call him a hero, other people would call him a vigilante. I call him more of an anti-hero. He is stuck in between the two. But he was one of my characters that I really liked when I was growing up. And it was kind of funny because he was the opposite of me. You know, he had basically lost everything, his family, everybody. And he turned towards punishing crime, is basically what it comes down to. So I have a couple little things I want to show you real quick. Of course, you know, I had to wear the shirt today, but I have an awesome reveal for you because with the whole thing that is happening around here and with malls finally opening up and stuff like that, I was finally able to get to print and frame and they were finally able to work on my piece. So as of yesterday, Friday the 26th of 2020, I was able to pick up my finished and complete piece that I had done for the Punisher. But I just wanted to show you guys some real cool things real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys. So, sorry that it took me so long, but yeah, I was just gonna show you, like, for an example, like, here's the Punisher movie with Dolph Lundgren, and the reason I'm showing you this is this has to do with the reveal of my piece that was finally done. But so you got this movie, which I love. It's, you know, it's good. The only thing that was funny about this movie, though, which most people don't realize, but it says the Punisher on it, but nowhere does he have the skull on here. One of the things that happened in this movie is that they did put the skull on him, but for some reason they thought it looked really corny and awkward. So they took it off. And if you've ever seen this movie, the Punisher actually carries these daggers in his, like a sheath on this side of his, on his belt, basically. And he uses that as his calling card, is that he leaves daggers, and the daggers have got a little skull on it. So unfortunately, even though this says the Punisher, it's just not the Punisher without this, you know? So then, you know, years later, they made this movie with Thomas Jane. And this movie was awesome. Thomas Jane did an excellent job of portraying the character, and of course, this was the skull that they used on that movie. Now, you know, like, I collect, you know, the movies, of course, but then there's other things like, you know, I have a phone book that's got the Punisher skull on it, which is actually funny, and I'm going to show you something real quick here. But so, like, I have this shirt with the Punisher logo on it, and this is actually kind of like the one from the Thomas Jane movie. But this one looks like the armor that he wore on his chest, that it looks like it's painted and stuff. And of course on the front it says the Punisher, you know. So, like, I collect the movies, the shirts, you know, stuff like that. This one I really like. I found this one recently, but this is actually from the new show on Netflix series with now John Bernthal. I hope I'm saying that name right, but it's John Bernthal, I think it is. But that's the skull that he has on his, which, you know, this to this, pretty freaking cool, you know. I mean, I even go down as far as pajama bottoms, man, you know, with the Punisher skulls on it. Crazy. But I actually, and this happened a while ago, but you can see this on here is part of the phone book. I actually used it to do this. Now, you're probably wondering, what is this case? Okay. It's really funny, but a long time ago they came out with this metal case. And in this metal case, you could put a Wii system. Everything from the controllers to the system to everything, and carry it around. Well, I decided to do this. And I actually put this stencil on the front of this and spray painted the whole thing black. And then, of course, when I took it off, it made that logo on the front and on the back. And of course now this carries, you know, things like my knives and stuff whenever I move. So yeah. So, but I know you guys are probably saying, this is not what we came on to watch. We didn't come on to see you, you know, talk about your shirts and your stencils and that. We want to see the reveal. Okay, I will show you the reveal. I'll be right back. Okay, guys. Well, here it is. The big reveal. This is my final piece. As I say final piece, it's not my final as in I'm never going to be doing more collecting stuff like that, but no, this is my final piece as in what the Punisher piece I have had wanted to be done and worked on for so long, and it's finally done. Like, I literally picked it up yesterday. So anyway, 1 and 2 and 3. Yep, there it is. Pretty freaking awesome, huh? Yeah, it's quite the piece. When you look at it, okay, so I have the Dolph Lundgren over here. I have Thomas Jane here, and Jon Bernthal in the center. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go grab the camera here real quick, and then I'm going to give you a better view of everything so you can see exactly what all the detail is, because the best detail is in the nameplate down here on the bottom. It's got some really cool things that most people haven't seen. So let me show you. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm going to do a little behind the scenes now of the camera here. So let me just show you. Here it is in all of its glory. So the frame itself is really cool. It's just got this kind of like grayish brown, looks like it's dented and bent up and everything like that. It's got dings and scratches in it, but you know what? Dings and scratches add character to it. So yeah, you can kind of see them down there on the bottom a little bit, especially right in there. Yeah. So, and the frame itself, super nice. Okay, so you can see here we added these little spikes, and this is actually a groove that's cut into the mat. It stops right there, but it goes over here, cuts that way, and shows the mat underneath, which you can even see the mat right there. So it goes down, goes into that spike, and comes along and stops right there. Then it literally comes, you know, inside here, and you can see we actually did a black piece of mat in there. So like these are black with white. These are just black. And then you can tell we did it on all of them just to get the same look all the way around. So like there, right there, right there, and there. But if you look at the pieces, each one separately,
you can see it actually adds a real neat character to him of pointing at the actual person. So like Thomas Jane here, you can see the autograph right there. We can come over here, Dolph Lundgren, and you can see he did his in silver right there. It's the absolute cool detail of that. But then you got John Bernthal here with his Punisher logo. And as I said, if you look really close, and if my camera will focus on it, you can see his knife right there. So it's that knife right there, and right down there is where the skull is. So, and then of course Thomas Jane, his skull, which of course is the shirt that I'm wearing today, and then of course John Bernthal, his skull. And you can see his autograph here, which is totally cool because he makes the little Punisher logo. But as I said, this piece is super awesome. But the one really cool detail though is the nameplate. So if you look at the nameplate, okay, this is actually the Punisher logo from the John Bernthal. Bernthal, excuse me. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry. The John Bernthal Netflix original series, which had 2 seasons, and then of course there was Daredevil, which that's when he first appeared. But the thing was is that unfortunately with the contracts with Disney, they are no longer they're not able to show it on Netflix anymore. So, but this is the same logo that they used in there, but a little added feature is these bullet holes. And there's a red mat behind this plate, and you can actually see it in there. The way they did this is this is printed on metal, and then they took something to poke through and make these puncture marks to make it look like real metal, like a real bullet had gone through here. But the one thing I didn't realize, but when I was looking at this, you're probably looking at it, and some people might actually know what this is, but when I looked at it, I could actually see the Silver Cross, or the Iron Cross. A lot of bikers wear something like this, but you can actually see, because of the spikes that we went all the way around on every single piece here, the spikes here add a little bit of a detail that make it look like an Iron Cross. So I thought that was actually a really cool detail that I didn't realize. But yeah, you can see those bullet holes. I can even have maybe just a little more light here and get you a better view maybe, so you can actually see all the way in there, but that light is really distracting from the piece. So, but yeah, so anyway, there it be in all of its glory. And I'm so happy to have this in my collection now, because there have been now 4 people that have played the Punisher. This is number 1. Number 2. Number 3 was in Warzone. Who the guy was, I don't know, because I saw the movie and it was horrible. I did not like it. But then there's John, who has been playing it now. And honestly, out of these 3, I like all 3 of these guys who have played Punisher. The other one, forget it. So, I'm going to move back to the front of the camera. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so back in the front of the camera here, but once again, here it is, my final piece. Once again, I hope you guys like what I'm doing on the show. If you do, hit that subscribe button for me, because it does help. If you guys are liking the content and you like everything, hit that like button for me too, because, well, I mean, it also helps, you know, but I appreciate you guys watching my show and liking my content. So other than that guys, I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you next time.